Namaskar. Hello friends. Today I want to discuss a little bit about divisibility checks by prime numbers with you. I want to mention some of the or one of the methods which was recently invented, and then I also want to demonstrate only that was only about divisibility by 7, and I also want to demonstrate how diverse, how well thought and how generalized Vedic math methods are as far as the divisibility is concerned. And then we will discuss a little bit about the comparison and the credit that some other people get versus the Indians get for their work in the international community. So let's start. This is about Chika's method, Chika's divisibility test of 7. Chika is a Nigerian boy. He invented this method in I think 2019 or a little earlier than that. He was also awarded for this particular method, and now this method is called Chika's method. I got to know about this method because one fine day, my daughter came home and she said, "You know Vedic math, but do you know Chika's method of divisibility by 7?" And I was surprised by this because I didn't know about it. And then I searched a little bit on internet and I got to know that he has identified a pattern and he was awarded for this. He is a Nigerian boy, and now this is very commonly known as Chika's method. It is also explained or taught in school as Chika's method. Okay, the method is very simple. Let's see what it is and how it is used or it can be used. So the first step is to separate the ones place or the last digit from the other digit, multiply that by 5 and add it to the remaining number. Again, repeat this particular step till the first digit. And if the last number is 7 or 49, then the number is divisible by 7. This is the method. Now let's see an example of this. It's very simple. Suppose we want to check 2, 3, 4, 5 if it is divisible by 7. Then we separate 5 and 2, 3, 4. Multiply 5 by 25 and add it to 2, 3, 4. We get 259. In 259 again we separate 9 from 25. 9 is multiplied by 5. We get 45 plus 25, 70. In 70, 0 is separated from 7. 0 into 5 plus 7 is 7. So 2, 3, 4, 5 is divisible by 7. Now let's take a look at the Vedic math method for divisibility by 7. Okay. Interestingly, this is a very similar method. However, and it was invented in 1960. However, nobody said this is a Vedic method and it wasn't taught in the school as such. However, when Chika figured it out, he was awarded and his name was given to the method, and that's very surprising. uh, Additionally, we Indians don't put effort to register the methods invented by our ancestors on their name. However, that's not the case with Western community. So let's take a look at this particular method. Very similar. Separate the last digit from the other, the remaining digits. Multiply the last digit by 5 and add it to the previous digit. If the number is greater than 7, then divide by 7 and take the remainder. Again multiply it by the 5 and repeat the process. If the answer is divisible by 7, the number is divisible by 7. Now let's see the same example and see how simple it is. Okay, so 2, 3, 4, 5. If it is divisible by 7, what would we do? We pick 5 multiplied by 5, add 4 to it. So we get 25 plus 4, 29. 29 is greater than 7. So we divide 29 by 7. So the remainder is 1. 1 is multiplied by 5 and we add 3 to it. So 5 into 1, 5 plus 3 is 8. 8 is greater than 7. We can directly multiply or you can subtract, whatever is preferred. So 8, 8 into 5 or 1 into 5, 5 plus 2, 7, or 8 into 5, 40 plus 2, 42. Now 42 is divisible by 7. So 2, 3, 4, 5 is also divisible by 7. Now see this particular method if we use, then the calculations are very less as compared to Chika's method. And this has been the first book by Sri Bharati Krishna Tirthaji Maharaj on Vedic math, was published in 1960. However, since then, no one said that, oh, this is a very useful and helpful and simple method which was developed by Bharati Krishna Tirthaji Maharaj, or it was developed and called a Vedic maths method, and it wasn't used or it wasn't covered in the schools in their syllabus. But when Chika figured it out, now it is called Chika's method. He was awarded for his method, and everyone calls it as his method. Now we would go a little deeper because Bharati Krishna Tirthaji Maharaj has generalized this method for all the prime numbers, which Chika didn't do. Okay, and that's why I want to demonstrate how this method can be used for divisibility test by all the prime numbers, because Bharati Krishna Tirthaji Maharaj has already done it and demonstrated it, and that's why he actually shall be given higher credit than Chika, because he generalized it for all prime numbers. He explained the rationale behind that particular method, and he also told how to generalize it for all the prime numbers. So let's look at the method and how it can be generalized for other prime numbers. So here what we do is we multiply the prime number by number from 1 onwards till we get 9 in the ones place. Now actually we did the same for, so you should actually be interested or you should be curious from where the multiplication number 5 came. So that is, the number 5 came from this particular method. So you multiply 7 to 7, you get 49. In 49, 9 is at ones place. Now you pick the tens place digit, which is 4, and add 1 to that, so it becomes 5. So that is where the 5 has come, and it is in Vedic math, it is called Veshtanam. Okay, so Veshtanam is the term used by Bharati Krishna Tirthaji Maharaj to this number. Then these are first two steps, and the rest of the steps that we learnt in the previous example shall be followed as it is. Okay, so now we will apply this method to divisibility by 13 and divisibility by 17, and see how simple the divisibility checks for prime numbers are. In case any one of you know how to uh, give names to the methods in the international community, I would encourage you all to put some effort to give Bharati Krishna Tirthaji Maharaj's name to this particular method, and then make it popular by that name, or Vedic math method, whatever it is, and see if it can be included somewhere in the curriculum, maybe NCERT, maybe CBSE, ICSC, SSC, state board, wherever. But two things are very important. In case they refer to divisibility check by 7 or any other prime number, then this method is very simple, so it shall be included, number one. And secondly, either Bharati Krishna Tirthaji Maharaj name or Vedic maths name shall be given to this particular method, so that it gets registered on the right name. Okay, so see if one of you can do, at least when you speak about this, rather than speaking about Chika's method, I encourage you to speak about Vedic math method, because it is very simple and it is more generalized. So let's look at divisibility by 13. So check if 2353 is divisible by 13. Now here 13 threes are 39, and that's why we are going to use 3 plus 1 4 as the oscillator or the Veshtanam. So very simple, the last digit is 3 multiplied by the oscillator or Veshtana, that is 4. So we get 12, 12 plus 5, 17. Now when we get 17, 17 is greater than 13. So divide 17 by 13, we get 4. Again 4 into 4, 16, plus the next digit is 3. So 16 plus 3, 19. 19 is greater than 13, so divide it by 13 and pick the remainder. So when we divide 19 by 13, the remainder is 6. 6 into 4, 24 plus 2, which is the next digit, is 26. 26 is divisible by 13. So 2353 would also be divisible by 13. See how simple it is. Okay, there are many different methods for divisibility check by uh, prime numbers. As far as divisibility by 7 is concerned, there are at least 7 different methods. But this one is very simple because Vedic math was developed for mental mathematics, mental math, and that's why the methods given by Bharati Krishna Tirtha Ji Maharaj are very, very simple. We shall put an effort to register these methods on his name, or as per his wish, they shall be called as Vedic math methods. Okay, now let's take another example of divisibility by 17. So here uh, the number is 2380 and we want to check if this is divisible by 17. Now you know like 7, 17 is also ending with 7, so the Veshtanam actually would be, so 17 sevens are 119 and the last number 9 has to be eliminated. We have 11. 11 plus 1 is 12. So 12 becomes our osculator or the Veshtana. The last digit in the number 2380 is 0. So 0 into 12 plus the previous digit is 8. So 0 into 12 is 0 plus 8 is 8. 8 is less than 17. So we don't need to do the division. So we get 8. 8 into 12 plus 3, we get 99. Now 99 is actually greater than 17. So we divide 99 by 17 and pick the remainder, which is 14. So 14 into 12 plus 2, that gives us 170. 2 is the first digit in 2380. So 170 is divisible by 17 because 17 tens are 170 and that's why 2380 is divisible by 17. So see, Bharati Krishna Tirtha Ji Maharaj has explained the rationale. He generalized the method for all the prime numbers. You can apply this method to any prime number, and he simplified it much beyond the Chika's method, and that's why we shall put an effort to see if we can give the name of Bharati Krishna Tirtha Maharaj or Vedic math to these methods. Hope you enjoyed the divisibility check by prime numbers. Two requests: when you communicate this method, communicate it as Vedic math method, and if you know how to register the methods on the name of a person, then either let me know or you yourself can register all the Vedic math method or at least these methods on Bharati Krishna Tirtha Maharaj name. So thank you for watching. See you in the next video with similar other interesting topics. By then, Namaskar. Bye.